Hey, I got something to say, people with movement, words, and laughter. Heather Long, are you ready for the move of the month?
Let's do it.
All right, it's easy peasy, people. If you're in your car, I suggest not doing it. But we're just going to shift side to side and see if it wakes Heather up. She's had a long night. More about that later. Ready? Just follow me, Heather. Weave in and out. Doesn't that feel good?
Oh
Shimmy
yeah.
the shoulders. Wait,
Like
she's going to wake me up in
I'm
five,
like, Sandy, can we do this every morning?
every morning. I'm going to call you and we're going to do this together. Ha, that's the move. Doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did that for a freaking minute. Heather, what do you do every day? Maybe you don't do that, but what do you do to get in a powerful, positive mindset, especially on the days that you might have been up all night long? Do you have a routine?
I do. I do. My morning routine is like a morning meditation for 10 minutes, and then I do my health drinks, which according to my husband, it's a lot. Um, but and then, I sit there and I try every morning for the past couple months. I've been trying to do a journal that I sit and because I'm my most creative at night. And I find that I stay up until like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I've had to start shifting my mindset a lot because let's face it, the world doesn't operate the way most creatives do. So I've been forcing myself in the morning to sit down and journal for about 15 minutes to kind of flow out all the creative thoughts and ideas and flush out some things that I had at 3 in the morning that I jot down in a notebook and try and flush it out. So that's really been my morning routine lately. Um, Trying to work and exercise. Doesn't don't always have the time for that.
Listen, as long as you do something for me, a minute to 3 minutes, the rest, is gravy. And you just made me think of something. I'm going to have to change the whole way I present. Hey, I got something to say with movement, words, and laughter. I'm going to ask what's your morning and night routine? Because some people might, for example, at 10 p.m., I'm like, where's the party? Where's the party? Where's the
Mm.
party? I wake up and not all, but many of my great ideas come in the middle of the night, at
Yep.
night, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
I'm with you. I hit my creative peak throughout the day around 4 o'clock. And my husband's like, you don't even function. So little background, we work together. We're a husband and wife team. So um we have to balance. He's a morning person, I'm an evening person. So
Oh,
yeah, so I'm around 4 o'clock. I peak, like I start ramping up for all of my creative thoughts and ideas. And then, yes, I'm the person that will work out at 10 o'clock at night because that's when I have my most energy. I'm the person that will be responding to emails at 3 in the morning because that is when my brain is the clearest and I can function the best. So, not really a morning person.
okay. So I'm going to change the whole thing. You're right. What is your morning or night routine?
Mhm.
But I have to say, you know how long I've been doing podcasting? Oh God, it like almost 20 years, maybe. I think, I'm not kidding you. This is the first person who has admitted at least that they weren't a morning person. It's
Yeah.
almost like, okay, so then before we're going to read your bio so they can figure out what you do here to be
Okay.
creative.
Yeah.
But before I do, what time do you wake up in the morning then?
If I naturally wake up,
Yeah,
like truly, and we're being real honest here, right? Like
really
no
honest,
judge free zone. If
please.
I let myself naturally wake up, it's probably around noon.
I
If
think I'm gonna come hug you.
but see, I'm also going to bed at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, you're big, but this is okay. Thank you. I bet you most times you have to get up before. We should have
Yeah.
had the podcast people recorded at 4 p.m.
No, and in all honesty, like my work day starts, my alarm goes off at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
But what I just said, I'm up throughout the night. So most nights I'm getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep at most.
Okay. Heather is a seasoned executive producer with over 20 years experience creating, get the creating part, award-winning visuals and experiences for live corporate events, which
Mhm.
always go smoothly. With
Always.
a BFA in communication arts and a background in art direction and graphic design, she brings big ideas to life through. See, now we know what she's doing. Concepting, storyboarding, and on-site execution. She's there, baby. Heather leads the creative process starting at 10 p.m. from pre-production through show calling.
Mm-hmm.
Her work has earned Addy Awards, a Golden Telly, and I want to make sure I got it right, a CINE Golden Eagle, and more.
Yeah.
Now we get it. Now we know you're going to do your work. Now, your power statement to women around the world and men that support us is true joy is staying positive, being authentic, which she has, and finding growth in the quiet in between for creativity and personal moments.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you pick that one?
Because it felt authentic to me, to who I am. Because we all try and fit into these little boxes that society says we have to fit into. And I tried it for many years, and learning that to be positive, to be joyful, right? To find the growth that I need in myself, I have to stay authentic to who I am. So, yes, if someone says, let's schedule a 9 a.m. meeting, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. Most of my clients know that I'm the one on the computer at between 2 and 4 in the morning, responding, sending out storyboards, sending out scripts, doing those pieces, because that's when I operate the best. And when I say the quiet in between for creativity and personal moments, I have found that when I'm hiking, when I'm driving, when I'm just sitting on our back porch reading a book,
Mm.
my creativity sparks at the biggest, at the brightest, at the most um apex of my creativity. And it's those in between moments. I'm not forcing it. I'm not trying to fit into what I need to fit into. I'm letting it naturally happen. And that for me is how we grow and how we become better as humans overall.
Knew I loved you. I knew we had fun a
I mean,
lot.
other than we're both Pennsylvania girls, I mean,
No, as you know firsthand, I am very high energy. I'm an extreme
mm,
extrovert. My energy keeps going up and up around people. But where my ideas and my creativity come are from my hikes, my walks with my dog, the quiet time I have underneath my tree. It's completely opposite of what
mhm,
I do for a living. And
yeah.
I cherish those times. And I get I hope they're not listening to this podcast, very upset when the neighbors who are nice want to walk their dog with me.
I feel you on that.
I love them. I really do. But I'm like, damn, it was just me and Dawson. I need that.
And those are those in between moments, right? Those are those quiet in between moments, because I think very similar to you, I'm an extro introvert where I thrive when I'm in the high paced adrenaline. You have to be an adrenaline junkie to be in the live event industry environments, but my creativity really thrives and my personal growth really thrives in those in between moments, the
Yeah,
quieter.
it's so true. It's it's complete. I'm an expert. I'm an introvert. Call me whatever you want. I love both. Like
Hmm.
put me in a mountain house for a month, I'd be happy.
You and me both. Give me a stack of books, put me in a mountain house. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so we got so many questions for you when they found
Okay.
out you were coming on. Don't worry, it's not going to be any, like you said, crawl underneath the table and your
Okay.
toes are going to crawl. I don't think so,
No
but
hard hitting ones today. No hard hitting ones.
we want a lot about joy. But I do want to talk about what you and I were doing before we pushed record, which is okay, right before the podcast for me, my son's late for the train. He needs me to drive him, but the toilet is clogged and it's overflowing, but he doesn't want me to get to it because then he'd be late for the train. And he accidentally let the dog out and the invisible fence isn't working. So he's running after the construction guys down the road.
Sounds like fun.
And you have to how the shift happens to be like, okay, and now I know what I want to accomplish and I know what I can do. And I want to be in a positive, joyful mindset when I see Heather. And then I come on and you go, tell us about your morning.
Oh,
Yours was so ease and flow.
yeah, right. It was a wonderful evening last night. Our cat got stung by a wasp in the eye. So much fun. And who wants to go to the emergency vet at 10 o'clock at night? Nobody does. So, of course, there I am with Dr. Google trying to figure out what to do, calling the vet on the emergency line. And they're like, hey, well, if the swelling goes down and you don't see a stinger, just give him a quarter of Benadryl and then we'll see you in the morning. So I didn't sleep last night because I don't know, like most of you, my fur babies are my babies. So it's one of those things where up every hour on the hour checking to make sure the swelling is finally going down. And of course, this morning, like he's walking around like nothing happened and expecting his breakfast at the normal time. So that was my crazy late last night into this morning. And then of course where we're at, our offices are under renovation. So I'm not in my office. I'm in our warehouse today. And then right next door, there's massive construction. So Sandy and I were talking about construction. Every so often you might hear something. So just we'll
So
deal with it.
I want to know, because they already know what I do. That's all happening.
Hmm.
What do you do to reset yourself? Like whether it's going on a podcast or you're flying out tomorrow for a big event. Like how do you shift out of all that craziness?
It's when you asked me that question before we got into this, it's one of those things like it's become second nature that you really don't process what you're doing. So I had to take a step back and really think about like, what am I doing? What am I doing to make those shifts? And typically for me, it's really, I get up from my desk, I walk away, take a deep breath, and then come back
Yeah.
because I have to put on my best hat for the person I'm showing up for. And that also in turn is for me as well, because I don't want to be that half person showing up for someone else because I wouldn't want them showing up that way for me. So it's just, you just have to take that breath. And it's one of those things, just step away, reset your mind and come back. And you do it so naturally now. Like we've been trained to do that, right? Like it's one of those things like you have the personality that you are with your friends, you have the personality you are at work. So it's just kind of you've learned to flow between the two. Like if it was my friends, I'd be like, I'd show up with like my pajamas on and curled up in a ball and we'd be on the phone, but for a
That's a
professional,
good point. Yeah.
you're going to show up put together and putting all that in the back burner, making sure that like, yes, I'm still every so often I'm glancing off to my other monitor to make sure the vet didn't text me and say that, okay, we think you do need to bring him in now. But our pet sitter has stopped by at the house a couple times, checked on the cat, I'm the worried mom. It happens.
Listen, I have kids, but they know my furry babies.
Yeah.
They're concerned what comes first. Just so you know, the cats, all five of them, may or may not eat on the dining room table with white lace on it.
Well, you do you.
They're dining in fine style. All right, so I can't tell you how many questions we got about this
Okay.
over and over and over again.
Bring them on. Let's go.
Let's go with the Sally Bell one. All right, we're
Okay.
going to tell her Sally Bell. Dear Heather, I want to speak. I don't want to speak. I think I want to speak. But all I know is I'm very curious about this. Does the unexpected always happen during an event and we just don't know about it? The reason I am afraid to get on stage is not because I don't enjoy speaking in front of people, but it's because I'm afraid, like, for example, my mic is going to zot out or my PowerPoint isn't going to work. Are these true stories or my friends just freaking me out? Thank you, Sally Bell.
Well, Sally, yeah. Yes and no, right? So it really comes down to here's what Sandy and I talked about this when we first met too. I think every speaker when we're doing speaker coaching, when we're walking through with keynote speakers and we're going through their riders and we're prepping them for shows, I think every speaker benefits with taking an improv class. It's live events.
Absolutely.
It's live events. Anything and everything could go wrong, and everything and anything could go right. And it's just one of those things where you have to be able to roll with it and flow with it. If your mic goes out, have faith that that team that's in the room with you is going to get it right back up, because 9 times out of 10, that's completely out of control of the tech team. If your PowerPoint doesn't work, know your speech inside and out. So if something happens, you can keep rolling along until someone catches up with you. The moment you call that out, the moment your brain triggers into that as a speaker, is when you will freeze up and then not remember what you're doing and where you're going with it. I mean, yes, we're constantly putting out fires, and here's why. We're taking a blank space like a ballroom, and we're building everything from the ground up. We're putting all the cabling in, we're pulling power in, we're putting all the audio in, all the lighting, all the staging, all the video. All that stuff is coming in on trucks. And we have to assemble it, and we have to put it together, and we have to test it, and then we have to rehearse it, and then we have to tech it, and then we have to ensure we're ready for show. And a lot of times out of that sequence, there's big chunks of that get pulled out because the client, A, wasn't able to get the space, didn't plan accordingly, or they just didn't feel like anybody needed rehearsals. So there's a lot of factors that kind of come into play with this as we do live events. So yes, something always goes wrong. Does it mean that you're going to know? No.
Mm.
Yes, there's catastrophic. So my husband and I are a husband and wife team. We own our company together. We're a boutique production agency. And his worst moment was the city of Denver lost power as their paid keynote speaker took the stage.
Mm.
So you're talking, and now this is a big name, and this is not about name dropping. It's about Sally understanding that things happen, and if you're good in your craft, you're going to roll with it. So you're in Denver at the convention center, 8,000 attendees are in the audience. This is a almost $1 million paid speaker. He comes out on stage, opening line, and the city goes black.
Ooh, can we know who it is? Are we allowed to know who it is?
I'm not going to say who it is. No name dropping.
Okay.
But what he did was phenomenal. He took his phone out and he goes, "Yes, the stage manager told me I wasn't supposed to bring this, but I did." He said, "Okay, I know you all have this in the audience.
Mm.
Turn your flashlight on." He turned his on. 8,000 flashlights came up in the audience. He's yelling at this point because when we lost power, we lost lighting, we lost video, we lost audio, we lost everything. And our backup systems didn't quite kick in yet. So my husband's running in the back trying to get the generator up and running. Our audio engineer is trying to get everything back in line as soon as the generator comes in, our video. Here is the keynote speaker on stage, and he's just rolling with it. He's like doing his thing.
Brilliant.
Continued to go. He was yelling and he kept going, "Can you hear me in the back?" And everyone's like, "Yes, keep going." People were excited. He turned it into this experience. He jumped off that stage. He walked down the stage. Power came up 15 minutes into his speech. He got back up on stage and he goes, "This is what it means to improv. This is what it means to roll with the punches." And that was kind of what his speech was about, to roll with the punches, but this was really what he did. And
Yeah.
to tell you, we had other speakers who would have been a deer in headlight, would have froze. So knowing your craft, understanding that things, yes, can go wrong because we're building a temporary infrastructure in a ballroom. That shouldn't hold you back, Sally. That shouldn't hold you back.
Again, whoever this human is, like you said, they're booked at $1 million.
Mhm.
So do you think somebody else at that level would be a deer in headlights, or do you think
Oh, yeah.
everybody? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I would think, listen, you make that much money, you know how to flip.
No, I don't care if you're making if you're a free speaker on that stage or if you're making $1 million plus. If you are not prepared, if you have not rehearsed, if you don't know how to improv,
Yeah,
you're done
yeah.
because that's 8,000 eyes looking at you.
It was like it was timed. It was like it went out on purpose.
Yeah.
But the way
Yeah.
he made it.
And
Like,
I have to say for my husband, it was one of the most memorable experiences for him, not from the
yeah,
stress and anxiety that induced, because it does.
yes, yeah,
It was the fact that this speaker came off stage, walked up to him personally and said, "Thank you for hanging with me." It wasn't, "Thank you for getting it back up." He thanked us for just rolling with him.
yeah, yeah. Wow. One of the questions I had, which you just answered it, what happened unexpectedly that turned into a win?
That could be many of, yeah, we've had
Look
many
at
of
that
those.
one.
That we'll take that one. We'll go with that one.
Oh my heart is pounding from the excitement of that. You know, thrilled at what that man did and was
Mhm,
able to do with the audience.
mhm.
You're right. Props, baby, props. Okay, so then what about you? Is there anything you firsthand, what they want to know, is there anything that you thought, oh my God, I forgot to bring or I didn't do something, and you were able to bob and weave and pull it out?
Oh, many a times, many a times. But, I'm a type A planner. I have plans A through Z in place, and that's many years of learning that things could go wrong. But there have been times, let's face it, we're scrambling from event to event to event to event. As speakers, you all know that. You're doing the same thing, right? Like you're just going one to the next to the next. We're doing the same thing as a production agency. We're going from the next to the next to the next. Yes, there are moments where I went, "Oh my God, we forgot to record that pickup voiceover. What are we gonna do? Because nobody wants to hear this voice over the PA system." So you're scrambling with your artist, you're scrambling with your audio engineer. Like there are those moments. For me, now that I'm further in my career, they're fewer and farther between. But
Yeah,
earlier in my career, yes, there were moments as you're learning, as you're evolving, as you're growing, that, pardon my French, you have those "oh shit" moments.
yeah, yeah,
But the best part about this industry is if you have a strong crew, if you have a strong network, we're all gonna pull together because we might be a large industry, but we really are small.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I met Heather in Nashville at an event, and it seemed the group that you hang with, they really do support one another. I
Yep.
felt the word for me is an abundant mindset that they're not taking from one another. I'm going to help you, you're going to help me, and we all win.
Yeah, and that group that you're talking about, there's competitors in there. There's other vendors that are partners, but they can eventually become competitors.
Mm,
There's meeting planners, there's marketers, there's everybody who comes from all the event industry, but different walks of life, and we all bring something to the table. And it was literally 3 weeks ago, I emailed one of our competitors through Club Ichi, and I was like, "Hey, I need a fabricator because our fabricator fell through." And he was like, "Sure, here's some names." And it just blows my mind that this community has been built and everyone is so willing to help one another. And it's amazing.
yeah. And there are that for other industries, for all those listening out there. I hear it over and over again, but it takes a while to find it. But when you do, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be that many.
Mhm.
But to have it, like I know they have it for speakers, for managers, it doesn't matter. To have that group that you can count on. Heather, I just met with another woman that I did not know this. We did a book event, and here she lives 5 freaking minutes from you. And you know what she does for a living?
Hmm.
She's a joy coach.
I love it.
And she was helping me redesign my workshop so I can charge more.
Sometimes our competitors become our best friends.
I was like, this is what joy is all about. All right, so I want to ask you about the truth check-ins. What is practice truth check-ins? What does that mean to you?
Okay, so this is funny because prior to my life here, I was a ballerina.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I used to self-doubt a lot. Fake it till you make it, right? And one of the things, I don't even know if my sister will remember this. She said to me, because it was before a performance, and she's 6 years younger than me. So I was in my teenage years, early teenage years. She was pre-tween, pre-teen, I guess that's what they call it, the tweens at now. Um, and she said to me, check your truth. I don't even think she knew what that meant at that time, but it stopped me in my tracks because I was doubting who I was, what I was doing. Was I good enough for the role that I just received? And it was Clara for the Nutcracker. I mean, pretty big role as a ballerina, right?
Huge.
And it was a local theater group. It was like, I'm not sure this, I like, did I get it because the girl who was supposed to do it didn't show up for auditions this year and it was just me and I was left, the whole thing. And she said to me, check your truth. So as I grew up and became more mature, like that still resonated with me. So it kind of came into, am I showing up in a way that feels true to me? Or am I performing for others? And that is where I course correct.
Mm, that's a
And
big one.
look, the honesty of it is, yes, we perform for others constantly, especially in the industry that I'm in. Do I have to check my truth? Always.
Does your sister mind if I borrow that?
No.
I love
I
that.
don't even think to this day she would remember if I told her that. She was probably like 10 years old or something like that when she said it to me.
Isn't that amazing? You never know the impact you're going to have all these years later, good or bad.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, Sandy, I didn't even really remember the story behind it as I was writing, because you asked me to write my like 3 to 5
Yep.
truth, basically, right?
Yep.
And when I wrote that down, I went, where did that come from? So it was one of those like
Oh,
backtracking moments. And I don't even think my sister and I ever talked about that, which I'll probably call her tonight and talk to her about that.
I love that. By the way, I love that you bookend your day with gratitude.
Hmm. You have to. In our industry, in the live event industry, it's brutal. It's brutal. And
What do
this
you mean
isn't
by
about
that? What do you mean by
me.
that?
Well, twofold. It's a very male dominated industry. And for most of my career, I had to prove who I was, what my capabilities are constantly. And it eats on you because you start doubting who you are, where you're coming from. And my grandfather was my guiding light.
Hmm.
Sorry, give me a minute.
Okay.
And he said to me, start your day with gratitude. Know who you are and where you're coming from, and accept the wins and celebrate the wins. He goes, your days are going to be hard. Your days are going to be really hard. But at the end of the day, stop and say, what are the wins? What are the things that you did to get through the day? And it's really hard for me because he was such a guiding light in my life.
When did he pass on, Heather?
10 years ago.
I can feel his love exuding from every ounce of your being. I can feel the energy of his pure, unconditional love for you.
Yeah, he was
I mean, it's even
phenomenal.
bolting down through me. I can feel it from, I don't know what you called him, your grandfather.
He was my pop. So yeah, I mean, he was an immigrant who came to this country from Sicily, worked his way up, worked very hard for what he had, and he was a tough man. Like he had expectations. He set expectations for all of us. And he always said to me, always remember the gratitude, always remember the things you should be thankful for. And that's really why I do that. And, you lose your way every so often, and we get caught up in the day to day, and we get caught up in I can't waste any moments of time to get through what I need to get through. And then you forget about it. And then you come back around to it. And you realize your days are so much better when you take those moments and celebrate the wins, because the negatives are easier to latch on to, especially, I mean, for us as the live event industry since 2020, it's been such a crazy roller coaster. And that's where I said the twofold comes into play, right? So it's hard with clients. The expectations, the runways are getting shorter, the turnarounds are getting shorter, the budgets are getting smaller, but the asks are getting bigger. So there's a lot of
Wow.
contradictory that's happening within the live event industry, and you're hearing it across the board when we're talking to everybody. So when you stop and celebrate the wins and you celebrate the things that you are thankful for, starting the day off with gratitude, saying, okay, it's going to be a good day. Like, I even just saw someone on LinkedIn today said, "It's been a rough week. I wore my yellow blouse this morning. I grabbed a mug out of the cabinet. It was the last one, and it said, 'Better things are coming today,' or something like that on the mug." And she goes, "It's serendipity." And I'm like, "Yes, that is it." Like, starting your day with, "Today's gonna be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today's gonna be better." And then at the end of the day, just stop and go, "What went well?"
Mm.
Because we're all gonna turn around and go, "What went wrong? What can we improve? What can
Yeah.
we change?"
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
you sit and you go, what went well? What did I win today? What are my wins? And it just changes your mindset.
I think what is really different, and I want to home in there, I'm hoping the viewers and listeners are getting this. I really like the book ending of it
Mhm.
because you start your morning with it, but a lot of people forget. I can tell you, I'm great with the morning ones, but I sometimes don't do it before bed, but I do think it would really set it up for the next day.
Yeah.
Just because you already went through your day.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, we all forget about it, right?
Yeah.
My husband and I are husband and wife team. Like I said earlier, at the end of the day, he's like, "We didn't do this. We didn't do that. We didn't do this. We have to catch up on this. We have to do that." I do the same thing. And then we stop ourselves on the drive home and go, what were our wins? Because if you don't, you suck yourself down into that
Yep.
negativity.
Yep. Heather,
Hmm.
people are so fortunate to have you and your husband run their events. I can't even imagine. I can tell, forget that you're super duper talented and you are crossing your T's and dotting your I's, but I can feel every ounce of your being, your passion for wanting to do the best show possible for everyone. It just exudes from you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and we do. I'm a perfectionist, and I know that about myself. But my end game, my end goal for our clients is, it's not about our win, it's about their win. It's about making them look the
Yep.
best that they can possibly look. So their event is a success. And when that's a success for them, it's a success for us. So it really is about, I've always come into this industry about we're the behind the scenes people. This is never about us. It's about the executives who are hitting the stage. It's about the keynote speakers hitting the stage. It's about the audience and the experience that they're having. And it's about our clients succeeding in creating this event that's ROI, KPIs, all the things are hitting all the markers for them. And that's really what, at the end of the day, that's what makes me happy.
All right, we're going to get 2 questions in here really quick. People, I can't get them all in. You knew that. You're just going to have to hire Heather and her husband. What's your husband's name?
Mike.
Mike, and, they'll help you out. But real quick, you knew you were going to get this one. They want to know, with all the speakers out there, you can get jaded. Blah, here comes another one. What makes it memorable for you? Is there something you can think of that was like, that was really memorable?
Okay.
Betty Boop. We'll call her Betty Boop wants to know.
Boop. Betty Boop.
She's only been speaking, by the way, for 1 year.
Okay. What makes it memorable? Yes, we are jaded. Not gonna lie. It's when it's the same old, same thing. It's rough watching that.
Yeah.
I think what makes it memorable is personality, bringing your authentic self to stage. And Sandy, you and I had this conversation before. My favorite, hands down, keynote speaker, I have a couple, but top, Carrie Lorenz. If you haven't watched her, if you haven't listened to her, do it. She is phenomenal in her craft. And I've worked with her probably about 30 times now in my career. Every time she leaves that stage, I go, wow. Our crew goes, wow. And it's the same crew that has worked with her every time.
Yeah.
So
They're still blown away.
yes. Mel Gibbons, everybody loves her. She's phenomenal. She brings her authentic self. She brings this energy, this level. She learns the audience. Even if you have a canned speech, learn your audience. Understand what the ask is. Weave their story into your story. Make the tweaks to your canned presentations to fit within what you're being hired to do. If you walk on stage and what you're saying is not relatable, does not relate into the story that's being told on that main stage, forget it. You're not going to be remembered. You have to connect. And I'm going to tell you this now as a speaker coach, you have less than a second now to connect to the audience. From the moment you hit
Used to
your
be
mark
10,
on stage.
20. 1 second?
It's sad because attention spans are on this. They're no longer on what's happening in the audience. They're no longer what's happening on stage. You are going to lose your audience to their phones. So if you can't come out and make a mark and kick it off with a bang, they're not going to remember you. And don't try and sell something. And then leave them hanging to come for you for more, because people don't want that.
No. Oh my God, they don't.
Yeah.
Even people have come on the podcast, not that often. And every so often they go, in my book, and they keep going, and in my book, and in my book. And I go, you know, I can't air that. I can't air that.
It is. It's one of those things like that gag that used to work for keynote speakers that you leave them wanting more doesn't work anymore.
And buy my journal. All right, wait a minute. I got to regroup. Let's leave them with this. it's a guy, but we're going to put it in there.
No, it's
Bob.
fine.
Yeah. He wants to elevate his presence, but it's not even just for the stage. It's even every day.
Okay.
What would you advise? What's a single thing he could do to elevate his presence? He is the CFO of a large banking company, and sometimes he just doesn't feel seen.
Ooh, you said no
Ooh.
hard hitting questions, Sandy.
Uh, Sorry, Bob.
That one's a tough one, Bob.
And we ended with that one.
I know. Like, honestly, Bob, I'm sorry you don't feel seen. Like that's never okay. So I guess from that perspective, what would make you feel seen?
Ooh, what do you see missing?
Hmm. I mean, what what would make you feel seen and heard? Is it better recognition within the company? Is it better conversations with colleagues? Is it being involved and included in decision-making moments? Like, find out what would make you feel seen and heard, and then work towards those.
That was good. That was easy peasy. I like that. From Coach Heather Long. All right. Before we wrap up with the move that I'm going to dedicate to you,
Oh, well, thank you.
that we didn't get in. And please tell us, did the vet reach out about your cat while we're on? Do you
So
know?
far, we're all good. We're all good.
Okay. So is there anything we didn't get in that you would like to say to women and men like Bob around the world that support us?
I mean, stay true to who you are. You know, we're all trying to survive in this crazy world right now. We're all trying to put one foot in front of the other.
Mm,
But when you're authentic to who you are, i- that's what shines through. Because when you're not authentic and you're trying to fit in a box and you're trying to be something. Look, Sandy, I didn't come on and expect to cry about my grandfather today. Like that just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't on my bingo card for today, right?
mm,
But it's authentically who I am. That grief hits us
mm.
6 ways to Sunday at the most odd and random time. I could have a conversation with you tomorrow and it'd be fine about my grandfather. But I still showed up. I'm still who I am. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that for anyone. And once you are grounded and rooted and know who you are and what is right and what is wrong in your world, because look, what's right to me might not be right to you. What's wrong to me might not be wrong to you. Expressing who you are and how you are, that's the only way we survive and thrive in this world. And it's a rough one out there.
Yeah.
But having a strong group of friends, people you can rely on and really be who you are, having a core group of your family who you can lean on, and a core group of colleagues who know who you really are and can support you and build you up, and you can support them and build them up. I don't know. I would not go, my crew is my ride and die crew. Our team is like, if I can't have my team with me, it just, they are who they are. I love them dearly.
Mm.
And I know people go, don't ever say the people you work with are like family, but they are because our industry is different. We're on the road. We live with them. We breathe with them. We're like, we're there all the time. So if you're not with people who you truly love, care, and support, and they don't do it back to you, you don't survive. You don't thrive.
I owned health clubs, and those people were my family.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. There were.
Yeah.
All right. Well, people, I love you guys. I'm very grateful for you supporting me all these years and putting up with as one of my close friends said, my happiness sometimes is frightening.
You bring a lot of joy. You do bring a lot of joy.
That's just who I mean, this is really me. And again, authentically me. And so, with that being said, I know you're going to want to share it, like it, rate it, subscribe it, because you're going to freaking love Heather and want to hire her everywhere. We're going to do this in honor. The Hey, I got something to say with movement, words, and laughter move. Heather, can you
Uh-oh.
please tell me so I don't do it weirdly? Like, if you were going to stretch for ballet, would
Mhm.
I do this?
Well, upper body, yes, you would lean over.
See, I knew I'd get you to lead. Oh my goodness, we're gonna go out with a ballet stretch. Thank you so much, Heather, for being on the show. And until
Absolutely.
next time, you know what I'm gonna say. Toodles. Bye, Heather.
Bye.